In my last video, I talk about why retirement seems out of reach for so many people right now. But the bigger question is, what are you supposed to do about it? Because the truth is, it's not just harder to retire. We've been taught a system that doesn't really work anymore. And if you keep following that system, you're probably going to still feel stuck no matter how much money you make. So in this video, I'm going to give you the game plan that I'm using that's focused on building freedom instead of just chasing retirement. So this is part 2 of my retirement is dead video, where I talk about how the cost of living has not kept up with income and it's affecting people's ability to retire. When we get older, we want to work because we want to work, not because we have to work. Listen, some of you remember 1999. Home prices have risen 162% from 1999. Meanwhile, income has only gone up by like 115%. So that gap alone has created an affordability crisis. And may I add, in many places, home prices have gone up 2 and 4 times faster than income. So retirement as we knew it, that plan is fading. But that does not mean that you are stuck. It just means that you need a different plan. Retirement is no longer about working, saving, and stopping one day. Now it's about building freedom. The first step to building freedom is knowing how much of your money you actually keep. Because if you don't know where your money is going, then you can't have control over it. And if you don't have control, you can't build freedom. That's where a budget comes in, not as a restriction, but as a tool to give you options. But here's the thing, this is also the area where people stop, or they may hit a roadblock. Because once you budget, once you clean up your spending, once you know where your money is going, you start to realize there's only so much that you can cut out of your budget. And if your income stays the same, then how can you move forward? Because here's the truth, I stand by a budget, but you cannot budget your way to freedom on a low income. So we have to think of ways to increase the income. At some point, you have to increase what's coming in. That could be tutoring services for someone that's in education, or if you just know a subject very well, it could be virtual assistant work. Or just ask yourself, what do I already know how to do that someone would pay me for? And sometimes, look, it's not even about making more money. It's about making better decisions with the money that you earn. For instance, the average car payment is about $750 a month. If you invested that money over time, that would turn into millions. Or let's just say instead of investing that money, you bought a used car that lowers your monthly payment and you invest the difference. You'd still be building real wealth. You'd be finding creative ways to build real wealth instead of just paying off a depreciating asset. That's the difference between staying in the same place or staying stuck and building freedom. Asking yourself, if I'm not able to increase my income at just this moment, how can I be more creative with the money that I'm earning? And listen, I'm right up in that boat. I'm about to have to start getting very creative with some things, and y'all will see that on the next video because I just made a big life decision change, and that has impacted my budget. So I'm gonna have to be creative myself. The third part is investing. And not just for retirement, but for options. Take advantage of your 401k, especially if your company offers a match. And here's the thing, don't just stop there. Don't just stop there at the match. If they match up to 5%, don't just stay there at that 5%. One of the things that I do is I increase my 401k contribution by 1% every year. And why do I do that? Well, because a lot of companies will offer a raise of about 1 to 2% for cost of living. And so I just take that 1% and I just go ahead and say, let's just increase my 401k contribution so I feel like it's never going up. I don't even miss the money, but it's a system that I have in place. You want to get to a point where you're contributing 10 to 15% of your income, and it feels much better when you can do that year by year, gradually increasing it by 1%. That's a system that you can put in place to reach that goal where the older version of you will thank you for that. This can make a big difference over time. And I'll be honest with you, I'm still building in real time. I don't have everything figured out. But shifting from retirement to freedom has given me a totally new perspective, because retirement didn't just get harder. The execution and the rules changed. And if you're still playing by the old rules, then you're going to feel stuck no matter how hard you work. So instead of chasing retirement, build freedom. And once you start thinking this way, it changes how you move. It changes how you make financial decisions. Like when I recently bought a car and had to rethink my whole budget and do some serious negotiations at the dealership, but I'll be breaking that down in my next video. But I'm curious, what does freedom look like for you? Is it more time, less stress, more options? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.